Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today we're going to go over my account. Also, I want to talk about the raid at the end, so if you want to stick around to the end, and I'm just going to say my general opinions about what's happening with this upcoming raid. So let's jump into it. So last month I was 12 million, now I'm 12.05. So I gained like, I don't know, 50k galactic power or something. Maybe I was just under 12. I really don't remember. But I am now at 12 million GP, which I feel in itself is a pretty good milestone. So I was pretty happy to hit that. Even though all my opponents in Grand Arena are still much bigger than me, I'm still happy to at least hit that milestone in this account. So let's talk about what I've been doing. So at the beginning of the month, I was building shards for Bad Batch, and I had to wait a while. There's only so fast you can farm these things. So I started working on relics, and my original plan was I was going to do one relic level per GL per month. And then I ended up doing 2 on Leia, so bringing her to relic 9, relic 8 on SLKR, Lord Vader, and Rey. So I'm kind of like 4 months ahead on this 1 GL a month path. I'll probably kind of skate for a little while on that so that I can work on the raid. But if I notice, since I'm pretty much caught up and I'm just farming whatever's new and I'm waiting for that, if I notice I have just a bunch of material, I may go ahead and bump up the rest of them and continue that pathway, and even though I'm ahead of what my plan is, but we'll wait and see. Bad Batch. So I did get my Bad Batch up and running. The bonus drops did really help for Wrecker and Crosshair in finishing them off. I think I would have made it in time for the raid anyways, but it was nice to have that little jump ahead so I can just finish these off, and I can use them in Conquest now, which is nice. And then we'll see what they can do in Grand Arena. I hear they counter Queen Amidala. So for me, having a Queen Amidala that's not like a JMK or a Bane is really going to open up some counters for having this on offense. So I'm pretty happy to finish it. I did remod them, and they are modded pretty well, decently well. So I'm happy that I have this team ready for the raid because it's going to be really important. But while I was farming the shards for the Bad Batch, I did have a lot of material and time. So what I did was I got the 501st up and running. So I put a Zeta on Rex, the second one on 5s, and the 4 on Gas. I'm not going to do Echoes, and I'm probably not going to do ARC Troopers just because this is all I could spare for right now for Zetas. But at least I have Gas 501st now. I've been the biggest, probably the loudest outspoken advocate to not farm Gas, but he's here. His team's relic 8 and relic 7, so we'll see. I think he does have some uses, and I'm happy to have him, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with him. Maybe he's just gonna like clean up GLs for me or something, but it's nice to have. I did do Luthen here, so the Saw Luthen team. So I got Luthen to relic 5, Saw to relic 5, gave them their Zetas and their Omicrons. So I did go with 3 Omicrons on Luthen, which I feel is not necessary, but I did it because I'm so ahead on Omicron materials, and I felt like all his Omicrons are good. It's just not necessary. So I'm going to put this team on defense. I want to get holds on it, so that's why I went over investment with it. His speed is pretty good, 356, and then if he shoots this off like 4 times, then he'll be acting at 456. And the biggest thing I noticed when I was facing Luthen was I don't want him to take turns. Like, I really don't. Every time he takes a turn, some bad stuff happens. So I thought, okay, if I get this guy juiced up, give him all his Omicrons, then maybe he'll do something for me. So we'll wait and see how that goes. Next, I did the TW Omis on Ahsoka Tano. So Ahsoka Tano has been disappointing. So pretty disappointing on in Grand Arena. She's not needed for anything. She doesn't really do all that much for me. I like Ezra Bridger Exile with Ray right now, so I've been putting him with her, and then that leaves this team I throw on defense, and it's okay. I don't think it's ever gotten me a hold. Mine's only Relic 7, even though she's modded decently well, like, and the team's modded decently well. It still doesn't get holds. But in TW, she's still a very strong team. And of course Leia can still beat it, but if you don't know what you're doing, or you just have some really bad luck, you can still lose with Leia Radis, or if they just like burn down Radis real quick and then Jin, and then they kill off your team, and you're only able to take out like one or two of these, you're not going to get the full clear, and it's going to require something else. So I do like this team. I wish it was better. I wish it had more of a return of investment, but it is what it is. It's 5 Omicrons and a GL, so it's pretty expensive for what it's not doing for me. But I'm hoping in TW, maybe it'll do some stuff for me. So I did get the Jocasta new up and running at Relic 7. I gave her 2 Omicrons and 3 Zetas, and I gave Ayla Sakura a Zeta as well. I also took her to Relic 5. I'm going to take her to Relic 7 because the team I plan on using right away for Jedi Vanguard is pretty much Relic 7 and above. So this is probably the team that I'm going to try at first to see if I can get it up and running, and to see if it will do anything for me in the raid. So I'm hoping if it can get like 1.8, man, that'd be money right there. But if it can get like a mil or something, that would be super nice. Otherwise, like my Bad Batch, I'm expecting at least 1.8 from them, and then maybe Vanguard will give me I don't even think it's like one. Is it 1.8? Or yeah, it's 1.8 for 7 Relic 7. So we'll see how it goes. I'll see if this can do anything for me, and if it does, that's great. If not, I'm sure it'll do something, and then I'll have to work with like Jank, other Galactic Republic, to maybe get like 300 points or something for the rest of the teams. But next month I will get, like right now I am actively farming the signal data for Ayla, and I will have her Relic 7 here shortly. Now for what I'm farming in the future, I am getting the dark side clones. So dark side clones are pretty good. I'm starting to Zeta them as well, like especially with the CX2 Zeta that helps with conquest and getting those order 66, so that you can cheese it with just like a low gear. So they all are gear 11. I'm waiting for them to pretty much farm their stars so I can take them to relics. And right now I don't have all the gear 12 pieces, so over the next month, or while I'm farming them, I'm going to get their gear 12 pieces. I'll probably Zeta the team and place the Zetas as the most importance for the raid first, and then Lord Vader Darkside clones second. But I think as I'm building up the team, the Zetas, I am ahead on Zetas because I already have 3 on them. I have 1 banked, so that's 4. I needed 8 overall, so I'm halfway there. And and 3 of these still aren't even farmable, and Apo just became farmable. I am going to double farm Apo. I'm not going to triple farm him. I'll probably double farm the next one after that. And then once the other 2 come in, if they are a hard node, then I'll triple farm them. But otherwise, I'll probably continue to double farm the first 2, just because by the time the last ones are out, I should have Apo finished. So moving forward, I don't know how much extra like of a horde I'm gonna build, because I would like to get the pirates up and running too. So with pirates, they're sitting pretty well. I'm thinking of like I should have SM33 next month. As far as because I do red box, I buy the pass, the $10 pass, so I'm gonna have SME up and running And that leaves the last pirate here, the one that they say is going to be a marquee to lead this team. I'm thinking about just whaling out on that marquee, so I have this team and I'll bring it to relic 5 and that'll give me 1.2. So that's a thought. So maybe I could get like 1.8 for Bad Batch, 1 for the Galactic Republic, maybe 1.2 for this one, and that'll get me at least started while I'm farming my dark side clones, which I'm probably going to take to relic 7 right away. And then from there, I just have to see what I can do, because I probably will, once we get more information and actually our hands on that raid, I will probably take at least one team to relic 8 maybe. I've been saving up some material and I'm thinking it's going to be the dark side clones and Grand Moff Tarkin. Maybe even relic 9 if we can find like a cheap way to do it with like 3 of them. Maybe I'll do like relic 8, relic 9 on these, and because with Lord Vader they're a very strong team and I wouldn't mind having them at relic 8. Grand Moff Tarkin is a pilot, so I wouldn't mind having him at relic 8 either. So overall I think that would be the team to take to relic 8, like, or relic 9. Bad Batch isn't that great. I just don't have any interest in even once I farm Mace on taking them. By the time I have Mace in my hands, it's going to be a while. So it's looking like either Darkside Clones or Bad Batch for that higher relic team. And I just think Darkside Clones beats it out. Like, Bad Batch is very durable. It's a very good team. But I think they'll do what I need them to do at relic 7. I don't need them higher relics to beat Queen Amidala. I don't think that's going to change anything. But this team's ceiling is so high that having them all relic 8, relic 9 would be excellent. So we'll see. I do have one in my shard and it's really hard to fight. So I'm probably going to go with relic 8, relic 9 for Darkside clones once I have them up. But while I'm waiting on that, I have just a few teams left. Like literally just almost no, like I'm on the precipice of Endgame. You know, I'm like, I touch it and then I pull back. But I have Dr. Afra here, and she's at like gear 9, 10 or something. Yeah, 9. So I can work on her, and then I have Balin. So Balin, I think in September, Great Mothers will become double farmable, and then Morgan Elsbeth right after that. So I'm thinking about, while I'm waiting for this team to finish, to kind of work up Dr. Afra, because these two are already gear 11. There's nothing more I can do with her. But Dr. Afra, if I have the Zetas in the material, maybe I'll just like take her up to relic 7 to finish off her farm. And then from there, I think I'm not going to, because all I have left really is like DTMG and Trench. And I think I'm going to wait for Lightspeed bundles for them, because it's like $40 if they historically do what they're going to do. And it seems like they've been doing them with TW or non-Grand Arena Conquest characters. So even though I have them, having the Omicrons and Zetas placed on them is a huge benefit. And I would pay $40 for that for Grand Trooper Moff Gideon and Trench, because they're very strong TW teams, but I just don't want to place that material. So as of right now, I'll probably hold off on DTMG. I'll probably hold off on Trench. I'm going to wait on the Great Mothers until they're double farmable, just because that's a lot of signal data that I can save. I will probably get Dr. Afra up and running. And then I think with the pirates coming in, I'm going to have some, not that much bandwidth to kind of work these, because I'm going to have to get like Vanguard up and this team. And once I have all that, I think I'm in a good place to finish the farm that I need to for the raid. But I'm not sure if I'll have the bandwidth to take as much signal data to finish off like Great Mothers and Morgan Elsbeth, where I could put that signal data towards the raid. So 100%, I think I'm going to wait till after they're double farmable and Balin's Skull is fully accessible. Then I'll take this team to relic 7, unlock Balin's Skull take the Great Mothers and Morgan Elsbeth all up and ready. I already pretty much have the Mercenaries for Bale and Skull, and I have the Night Sisters for Great Mothers, so I just have to farm them. I could do that now, but with the raid, I do think it's important to have priorities of my raid income first, and then I'll finish probably Afra, even though I would much rather have Great Mothers or Bale and Skull. It's just Afra's already there. I can just take her up to relics. And then Gungans. Like, I don't know when I'll work on Gungans. I do think if I'm so ahead and I finish Dr. Afra, I have nothing to do, I think I'll start working on the Gungans, believe it or not, because they're I'm almost finished with Captain Tarples. He's like right there, 6 stars. I'll only need 54 shards of him. Pretty cheap, like 1200 Chirotech, I think, for this whole team. And I have the Chirotech just sitting there. I do. I have something like 2500 Chirotech just in the bank right now, so I can take the Gunkins up and finish them. The biggest thing would be the core gear, believe it or not, is my bottleneck right now, shockingly enough. So once I finish Afra, I'll wait on these, maybe finish Gungans, buy the Conquest characters out of Lightspeed bundles whenever they come, and then that'll finish the few characters that I have left, because you can see it's like this is all I have left. There's not that much left. So that's my plan. Like I said, I'm getting really close to endgame. As far as my mods, so without buying Lightspeed bundles, my mod score has been going up, and I have consistently been building my mods even when I stopped streaming, because I didn't stop playing. So I'm at about 300 plus characters, which is not bad. I'm pretty happy with the mod depth and development of my account. I'm able to keep up with my mods. I'm able to mod my new teams as at the pace that I'm farming, and I'm able to put good mods on older characters that I think deserve better mods. So one thing or two things that I did, like I said, was I got Luthen faster, and then I did also get Ezra Bridger faster too. So I got him to 362. Before he was like 338. That's a pretty good improvement. I would like him 370 plus, but I'm fine with where he is, because that's just the mods I had laying around. And I do prioritize like my GL mods, even though I think Ezra Bridger is a fantastic character. So overall, pretty satisfied with my account. So let's talk about the raid. So I will say that while I'm in a decent place, and if you did what I told you to do, which was, I haven't really been streaming all that much, so you probably didn't really listen to me, was everyone should be farming Bad Batch. So if you're in my Discord, I'm still very active in Discord, but everyone should have farmed this Bad Batch, because I didn't spend a single dollar. Oh, I'm sorry, I did. I bought the pass, the $20 monthly pass. So I do I almost lied there. So I do buy that pass, but it's a great deal regardless. But that's all I did for my shards. I don't whale on shards. I don't buy shards in shipments. I just farm them when they come out, like double farm or triple farm. With the crystals that I farm from fleets and doing the activities in the game. And I was able to farm Bad Batch, and that's pretty much all we have free to play. And I think that it's absolutely horrible with what's happening with the raid, because if you look at the past raids, right, at the time of the release, and it's not like I put all this to memory, but at the time of the release, for these newer ones, there was like pretty much a premium character, which was the GL and their requirements, but there was still a lot of characters that were free to play farmable. So let's say like Leia was the premium character, so stuff like Princess Nisa and Drogon and Rex here. So all of them were either not free to play farmable, or Leia had just released, so you had to wait for Leia. And I didn't have Leia in this raid either, but it was pretty accessible because if you look at all these characters, like you had all the Ewoks, you had most of the Rebels, you had all the Empire, you had some of the some of the like Luke over here and Piet that we had, and C3PO. There was tons of ways to get a decent score from old legacy characters, and then same thing over here with the Crate Dragon raid. So Jabba was the premium character here, right? And yeah, maybe his requirements weren't exactly super accessible at the time, so you probably didn't have a Hut Cartel team here. But you had bounty hunters, you had Mandalorians, you had Old Republic, you had Tuskens if you farmed them. Ewoks were at, or not Ewoks, the Jawas were hot garbage here. But there was enough to work here and to get this up and running so that if you were missing out on Hut Cartel, it was completely fine. It wasn't as debilitating. But if you look at this upcoming raid and everything that's required for it, it's bad. They're kind of burning the candle on both sides. So they looped in Bad Batch because I felt like not enough people were engaging with it. Not enough people farmed it. Everyone, even myself, said I was just gonna ignore it. Like 100%, I was gonna skip the Bad Batch because they said, "Hey, it's a good team and you're gonna want it, but it's not required for anything." And I was like, "Okay, well, I don't really care about the Bad Batch, especially this version, so I don't want them. Like I wanted the older version for their ship, and that was pretty much it." But they looped it into the raid, so I was like, okay, fair enough. Like era-ish, not really, but it is what it is. And then the clones, yeah, absolutely. Like clones, hey, Bad Batch and clones, I felt like would have been fair, and then the rest should have been from there, or even the, of course, like Jedi Vanguard. So the clone troopers and Jedi Vanguard up to Mace, I felt like, okay, that's fair. That's what more can you say? Even though they added Bad Batch, which I was like, okay, it's free to play farmable, and then Dark Side Clone Troopers and Mace is kind of like the GL. I was like, okay, that's fair. I would have been 100% fine with Mace, Jedi Vanguard, Dark Side Clones, and even old or the new Bad Batch. I felt like that was a fair ask of cost of entry into the raid, and the rest should have been legacy characters. Even if they weren't great, maybe that we could, Frankenstein some teams or get something running. But they decided to include pirates. And I felt like this is the line where it's crossing too much. And the reason why that is it's not even accessible for whales. Like if you pay all the money in the world into this game, you don't have a usable pirate faction team. And it's not just one, but two pirate teams, two conquest characters, one GL. Are you kidding me? That is so ridiculous. So not only do we have Mace, which will be released with a buttload of marquees, a whole other marquee team, which are that isn't just became farmable, and now we have two teams that aren't even accessible whatsoever that we're gonna have to farm with two conquest characters and a GL just so that we have the 5 functional teams. I felt like that was just greedy. And what they're doing is, as you can tell, they're playing with different models on what we engage in and how we spend. And what they're doing is that we have shown through probably like their analytics and our data that unless a character is required for something with huge income, we're not going to really engage in it or farm it. And with us saying you're not going to mess with our assault battles and them only having era battle stuff, and that being so quick to come in and leave that people aren't going to whale just for those, it's more of like an added bonus. What they have to do is they're looping in all the characters and really squeezing that raid for all it's worth. And I felt like that's too much. It's too much of a cash grab. It's too much for the community, and I really don't like what they're doing with this raid. Like, I'm totally fine with them having like 2, maybe even 3 new marquee teams that are just accessible for whales by a few days. Then yeah, that's fine. Do what you got to do. But having 5 marquee teams, brand new teams, 3 conquest characters actually, with a GL, that's too much. 5 whole brand new teams, 2 aren't even accessible. It's a mess. Like, it's a hot mess, and it just, everything doesn't even align with the era or with the theme of the raid, which was the whole point of what they were trying to do, was trying to like make it thematic, and that's why they're limiting the characters that we can have in there instead of just whole factions or whole just whatever our roster is. So I feel like, even as a late, almost end game player, it's just not very friendly. And while the changes that they did to lower the entry and the cost and everything is nice, it's too much. It's too high of a cost. Yeah, it's gonna last a year, but still, like, I think they went a step too far, a step too far. And I think if they do this next year, it sets a horrible precedent. Like, just give us the 1 GL, the 2 teams or whatever, even 3, as long as one of them's farmable. But to have teams that aren't even accessible for anyone in the game and they're coming in late. And I would say if they gave us like 5 fully functional, high scoring teams, and then they just added in the pirates on the end, like, hey, you can use these if you want, then yeah, that would have been fine. I would have been okay with it. But what they included was just a bunch of junk. Like, it's just straight garbage. So even with this Keller and Beck team, I'm not expecting much of it. But they just grouped in all the Jedi Vanguard, and they're like, hey, here you go. You can make some functional teams out of this, right? You got some leaders in there, right? Like, does Kit Fisto have a lead? Yeah, he has a lead. Look, 25% tenacity and 45 defense. Yeah. That's a lead right there. So you guys can fully function and create a team. Hey, you have Luminara, right? She was good in the last raid. Qui-Gon Jinn, hey, that's a highly used Grand Arena team. You guys can use these. And no, they're garbage. Hot garbage. So all I'm going to say is I'm extremely disappointed with these changes that they're making, and I hope they don't repeat it again next year, because I think it's a blatant cash grab, forcing us to farm these new characters so that we can get our raid participation that we're used to and probably already getting. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you all think in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.